When preparing for a machine learning module, an analyst identifies a column with a significant number of missing values. They decide to replace these gaps with the median value of the column. What is the technical term for this process? This is not, is it binding? No. Imputation? Yes. Parsing? No. Standardization? No. That's data imputation. Yeah. This involves substituting missing data with estimated or calculated values to maintain the integrity of the data set for analysis. Guys, if you're watching this video, thank you for joining me. If you like what you see, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. The purpose of this video is to show you one of the best ways to learn, okay? This is how I've been learning since I discovered this application called NotebookLM, okay? And this form of learning, this is the quiz form of learning. You put in resources. I'm going to show you everything, okay? We're going to go through everything together. I've made several videos already, so if you want to get started, as a beginner, you should actually watch one of my videos, one of my earlier videos that I'm going to put the link on the screen right now. But if you want to carry on learning from here, then I'm going to show you how I learn, how I use this amazing tool to learn. And I think you should too, because it's going to make things stick, okay? Whatever topic, whatever concept you're trying to learn, it's going to stick a lot more, okay? And it's going to challenge you, okay? It's going to challenge you to be better. So from here, this is the quiz resource, okay? That you create with your sources. And what you do is, let's start from the beginning, okay? Let me close out of this. The beginning starts from here, the sources, okay? I'm going to try to duplicate. Let me go to a brand new. So when you're starting with NotebookLM, okay, this is the first thing you see. Okay, let's say you have not created any of these resources that I created already. Okay, so let me actually just remove this. Okay, and then you come here and it says recent notebook and you click plus. After clicking plus, you're going to see the screen. And from here, what you can do is you can post several things here. You can post a website link. You can click here and goes into your file folder. And for example, as you can see, this resource here from the CompTIA Data Plus version 2 exam objectives. If it's a PDF, even if it's an image, okay, even if it's an audio, you can click on it from your computer and you insert it, and that goes into here, and this becomes one of your sources, okay? And here you can, like I said, you can post, you can say add more sources. You can post any website link. Maybe you saw an article on Google that you like, you can just copy and paste the article link and paste it here, and it will again go into the resource, the sources section. And here you can see this button as well. You can click here and just paste a YouTube video. Maybe it's a YouTube video for a course or for a lecture, and you can paste that link here, and again it goes into your sources section. Google Drive. If you have Google Drive, maybe you have some resources in Google Drive that you like to learn from. Maybe it's a PDF, maybe it's an ebook, whatever it is. You connect it to your Google Drive, and again, you're going to paste it here, and then it's going to go into your sources. And finally, you see this copied text. Let's say you're reading an article, right? If you're reading an article, I don't have an example of an article right now, but if you're reading an article, right, you can just make a selection of whatever text you're trying to copy and learn from that article. If you click here, and you can just copy and paste the text here, and if you, as you can see, the insert button turns blue. Once you've copied and pasted the text here, click insert, and again that goes into your sources. And like I said, I don't have an example of an article here, but I've explained it so you can do it. And as you can see here in the sources limit, you can paste up to 50 different sources. And the key with the sources are I'll show you, I'll carry on from here to keep discussing it. As you can see, I have posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sources. Now, these are the sources that I actually pasted manually the way I showed you just now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This source here, I'm going to explain this in a bit. Okay, you're going to explain. I didn't create this from my computer. I didn't insert this from my computer or anywhere. This actually came from here. Okay, this synchronous and push module. Let me expand this a bit so you can see what it says. Yes, synchronous and push modules. This came from here, from this section here, from this chat. This chat, because I wanted to learn more about the concept, okay, because it was generated from the quiz. Then I clicked on explain to expand on it. But I'm going to show you everything so that you can know how to turn whatever you don't understand or whatever you want to learn more. You can even turn that into a source, and that goes again, like I said, into your sources section, which is very, very important because once you've learned a concept, once you've learned it and you've expanded on it, and you've verified that it's actually useful for you, you can just add it to your sources. And the button is actually here at the bottom of, the chat where it says save to note. And once you say save to note, it comes right here to your studio section. Oops. Why did I do that? Yeah, it comes right here to your studio section. From here, when you say save note on the chat, it comes right here, and then you can click on the ellipses, and then you can say convert to source, as you can see, as easy as that. And like I said, the importance of that is because that once you've learned a concept further, and what this chat does, it's like ChatGPT, but the difference is the information comes from your verified sources that you initially posted, or this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I initially posted. Okay. And then once you've actually seen that, okay, this is actually very, very useful, then you convert it to a note. From a note, you click on the ellipses, you convert it to a source, and that becomes part of your source. And that's how your sources can actually grow longer. Okay. But now let's carry on to the quiz. But before I do that, let me talk about these resources. These are the resources that you can generate from the information you have in your sources here. These are very important. That's why you need to verify them to make sure that you're not uploading junk sources here. Okay, you're not putting junk here. You want to make sure that the information that's here, whether it's a image that contains valuable information, whether it's a link to an article that you really like because it teaches you something, make sure it's verified and make sure it's good. Once you know that it's good and it contains real quality information, not jargon, then you can be sure and be confident that whatever you paste here, you're going to use to then generate things like, an audio podcast. If depending on your learning style, guys, depending on your learning style, there's many options for you. This is the audio podcast. I love using this. This is the video overview. I've never really tried this, to be very honest, but I might try it today, depending on how it goes. This is a mind map, reports, flashcard. I love using this flashcard and I love using this quiz. Infographic is also good as well. Slide deck is also good, and data table is also a good option. But let me show you an example of a audio podcast. As you can see, like I told you earlier, I'm currently trying to sit my CompTIA Data Plus exam version 2. And you can see I created this podcast resource from the information in my sources. And you can see if I press play, let's listen to it.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, Rapid Review Edition. We are cutting straight to the chase today because we know you are staring down the clock. Mm-hmm. You have the CompTIA Data Plus exam in 4 hours, and that's the answer.
No, not at all. Read the explanation. Understand the why that answer is right and why your wrong answer was flawed. and then immediately add that concept to your notes or flash.
Guys, we're not going to listen to everything, but you can see it's a podcast in an interview format, okay, that you can listen to and actually enjoy if that's your learning style, okay. Another thing, like I said, I like to create is quiz. I love creating the quiz resource. And when you create the quiz resource, once it finishes generating, you can come here, expand on it. But here, where it says show prompt, when you're creating the quiz resource, what you can do is, when you're creating the quiz resource, if you click on the button here, you can paste prompt here. You just type it or paste whatever prompt you paste here. And obviously you have multiple options as well. So the edit button on these resources are actually very important as well. If you click on them, you can just, further customize, if you want to learn whatever you want to learn from your sources here. If you want it to be easy, then you can click easy. If you want it to be medium, then you can click medium. If you want it to be hard, I always go for hard, and I always go for more, because that means I will get more questions, more challenges, and they'll be hard instead of easy. And then if I paste the prompts that you can paste here, shows up here, shows up in the quiz that I already generated. If we come here, as you can see, this is the prompt that I pasted there initially, and it's still there. Okay, I said when I was creating that quiz resource, I said come up with 90 multiple choice and performance-based questions. Focus on V2 of the CompTIA exam. Okay, it didn't quite come up with 90 questions, but it's still a good idea to tell it what to do. Okay, and then let's expand the quiz so I can show you exactly what's all about. More things, more time. This quiz is going to give you 4 separate multiple choice answers. Okay, so you can challenge you a bit, and try to confuse you, so just to test you, to show if you know what you're doing. Okay, so let's go through this simple question that might come out, that might come up from the CompTIA Data Plus exam. A data analyst is designing a dimensional model for a retail chain. They need to handle a situation where a customer's home address changes, but the business requires a full historical record of all previous addresses. This is very key. Full historical record of all previous addresses to maintain accurate geographic sales reporting. Which approach is most appropriate? Okay, I've gone through this already, and I know what the answer is, because type 1 slowly changing dimension doesn't keep historical records. Type 2 keeps historical records and keeps them in multiple rows. Okay, and then it's separated by date or action, or different, or making different versions of the records. Okay, type 3 keeps current record and just separate current and the new records in different columns. So the answer is type 2. As you can see, then it will further give you even more tips as well, if you get it right or if you get it wrong. Okay, and as you can see, it says this method tracks historical data by creating a new record for every change, typically using effective dates or version numbers. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, now if you decide that you want to, again, like I said earlier, learn further, learn more, dive deeper into these topics. If you think this is an important topic for you to learn, and you decide, you know what, I want to learn more. Okay, even if you get it right or you get it wrong, you can just click on this explain button here, and just let's see what it does. Okay, as you can see, reading from your sources, reading through pages, checking your uploads, understanding the why, clarifying definitions, defining the problem space. What it does is it goes through your sources, which is why I said earlier that make sure your sources doesn't contain jargons. Okay, make sure you verify the sources and you know that these are the quality information that you want to learn, which is why it's really helpful if you're doing certifications and you upload the materials and the study materials that was provided by the certification board or the company that does the certification. If they give you the study materials themselves, that means it's verified. It's going to contain the quality information, which is why you need to paste it. You need to put that information here, which is why this tool is great for learning. It's the future of learning. Okay, because the information is verified. Whatever you learn within this space, you know that it's going to come up on the exam and it's going to prepare you for the exam. So now let's go back to the chat. As you can see, we clicked on the explain and excuse me. And what it does is it's now giving us deeper level of understanding and meaning for that topic. As you can see. Oh, my bad. What did I do? Yeah, let's go back to, yeah, you can see, because this topic is about slowly changing dimension, which is a key topic when it comes to dimensional design and data modeling. Okay, it's very key. You can't escape it. And obviously, it's going to explain it to you. There are 3 types of slowly changing dimensions: type 1, how it works, the result, scenario. So it's going to break things down for you. So just to make sure you understand, as you can see, it summarizes it as well. Okay, you can't learn like this with ChatGPT or any other application. So it's not going to get deeper. And when you learn with ChatGPT and all those other platforms, you don't really know what the information is coming from because, like I said, if you're trying to sit an exam, it's better to get the information that you're learning from the sources that are verified by the examination company or the examination board. Okay. And ChatGPT and all these platforms, yeah, they can give you information that they will pull from Google or somewhere, but it's not verified. Okay, so type 1 says no history, it overwrites the previous data, of course. Type 2 says full history by creating new rows, as you can see. Type 3 says limited history by differentiating with or new columns. Okay, and then it goes further with multiple choice questions for retention. As you can see, this is a great tool for learning, guys. Okay, it's such an important tool. And then finally, like I said, here, if I know that this information is high quality and it makes perfect sense and actually I'm able to retain it, what I do is I just say save to notes, and then it goes into my studio section here. I always do that. And then once it's here, I'm like, okay, I like it. And then I'll just click on the ellipsis and then convert to sources. And then it goes, and that's how your sources can grow, knowing that it's growing with high quality information, not jargon. Okay. So I covered these parts simply because in my previous videos, really, I didn't talk about this part, adding things to sources and so on and so forth. That's why I made this video. And I just wanted to share my excitement regarding this NotebookLM tool. And I think it's been really valuable for me in learning different concepts and topics. As you can see, I have created a ton of content, even with my other Google account as well. So guys, yeah, that's it. If you found this video valuable, make sure you explore that. Go. It's free. It's a free app. Okay, I've been using this app for over a month and I have not paid for it at all. So you can try it for yourself. Like I said, if you want to start from the very, very beginning, then watch my other videos. I'm going to leave a link above the screen right now as well. Okay, so thanks for watching. And if you like the video, make sure you like it and share it with your friends and share it online. And yeah, I will see you next time. Peace.